The role of social psychology, identity politics, and money in the 2024 USA presidential election. Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. Presented by Daydreamer. Let's dive into a brief introduction to the 2024 presidential candidates, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. There was significant pressure from within the Democratic Party for Joe Biden to step aside and not seek re-election. Concerns about his age, health, and ability to effectively campaign against Donald Trump led to calls from senior Democrats and party luminaries for him to withdraw. Biden ultimately decided to end his re-election campaign in July 2024, citing the best interests of his party and the country. In addition, citizens have also become concerned with his fitness to lead. Kamala Harris is an American politician and attorney who has served as the 49th Vice President of the United States since 2021 under President Joe Biden. She is the first woman to hold the office of Vice President. Before becoming Vice President, Harris was the 32nd Attorney General of California from 2011 to 2017 and a U.S. Senator from California from 2017 to 2021. She was also the 27th District Attorney of San Francisco from 2004 to 2011. Donald Trump is an American politician, businessman, and media personality. He served as the 45th President of the United States from 2017 to 2021 and is currently the President-elect of the United States, set to take office as the 47th President on January 20, 2025. Before his political career, Trump was known for his real estate ventures, including the Trump Organization, which he took over from his father. He also produced and hosted the reality television series The Apprentice from 2004 to 2015. It's crucial to understand the psychological, social, and financial factors in elections. Let's talk about social psychology in elections. Voter behavior, how emotions, group dynamics, and social identity influence voting decisions. The Democratic Party pushed the idea that Kamala Harris would be the first female president. This sparked a lot of emotion in female voters. The idea that a woman would be in the highest leadership position in the country brought them joy. Political stress. The impact of political anxiety and stress on voter turnout and engagement. The Republican Party pushed the fact that Donald Trump's previous economy was better and Trump's America First agenda. The Democratic Party pushed that Kamala Harris was the opposite of rich man Trump. They also had to get voters to forget about Joe Biden and quickly turn their attention to middle-class Harris. Leadership perception. The role of charisma, trust, and credibility in shaping voter preferences. Voters are looking for a person that is qualified to lead the country and the world. The USA is in economic decline, crime is growing, people are afraid and stressed, and the world is at war and failing. The candidates must prove that they can make agreements with other world leaders, lead the country to prosperity, and make the country safer. This is not a simple task because the candidates cannot win with logic alone. They must appeal to feelings. Sadly, many voters cast their vote based on emotional feelings over logic. Now, let's delve into identity politics. Group identity. How race, gender, and social identity shape political affiliations and voting behavior. The Trump campaign did not speak on Trump's race, but pushed to speak to African Americans and Latinos. The Muslim community also rallied behind Trump. The Harris campaign did play on Kamala's skin color, pushing her as a black woman. The strategy was to display her like previous President Barack Obama. Obama is biracial, just like Kamala Harris. Harris is of Indian and Jamaican descent. Race and gender were used in the marketing of the campaigns. The media pushed the idea of the white man versus the black woman or woman of color. Race does still play a major role in this country. Ann Coulter's comment to Vivek Ramaswamy, "I agreed with many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates, when you were running for president, but I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian," is an example of this. Cultural wars. The influence of cultural issues and identity politics on the election narrative. The biggest cultural issue currently in the country is immigration. Joe Biden's administration has taken several steps to reshape U.S. immigration policy, focusing on reversing many of the previous administration's policies and implementing new measures. This led to a large increase in immigrants entering the country. The effect on cities was economic and social. The homeless rate and pressure on social services increased. Citizens are on edge and are not happy about the differences in treatment of people in need. The culture of transgenderism was on full display as well. The questions of whether boys should be allowed to play in girls' sports as transgender individuals, and whether children and teens should be allowed to take drugs to aid in transition, were hot topics. Shifts in support, changes in voter demographics, and the impact on party strategies. This election did bring a major change in voter demographics. Allegiance to a political party came into question by many during the period of Joe Biden's presidency. The mandates and censorship during the pandemic, the Afghanistan war, and false promises of student loan help or reform have made many question the government and government reforms. Now, let's delve into the role of money in the election process. First up, campaign financing. It is estimated that the Harris campaign spent almost $1.5 billion, and the Trump campaign spent almost $1 billion. The influence of campaign contributions and spending on election outcomes is, well, pretty significant. The money is used to get celebrities to pitch why a voter should vote for a candidate. Some speculated that new agencies, political strategists, government officials, judges, attorneys, etc., may have been paid as well. Next, we have dark money. This refers to the role of undisclosed funding sources and their impact on political campaigns. This money can come from foreign governments and illicit activities. It's a bit of a murky area, but it definitely plays a part. The FBI does monitor campaign contributions as part of its efforts to ensure the integrity of U.S. elections. They focus on identifying and investigating federal election crimes. Lastly, economic messaging. What economic policies and financial management influence voter support? Inflation control. Voters are highly sensitive to inflation rates. High inflation can erode purchasing power and lead to dissatisfaction with the incumbent government. Job creation. Policies that promote job growth and reduce unemployment are often popular among voters. Employment stability is a significant factor in voter satisfaction. Tax policies. Tax cuts or increases can significantly impact voter support. Lower taxes are generally favored by higher-income individuals, while progressive tax policies may appeal to lower-income voters. This is a crucial aspect that can sway public opinion and, ultimately, the election results. Case study: Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris's campaign strategy focused on addressing identity politics, economics, and social issues. Her approach aims to resonate deeply with a diverse electorate, emphasizing inclusivity and equity. The campaign pushed tax credits, housing assistance, and small business creation. Toward the end of the campaign, the Harris campaign pushed her opportunity agenda for black men. I believe this was a misstep. First, government cannot push an agenda directly for one gender and one race without legal review and approval. Also, stating that the best way to reach black men through marijuana was seen by many as disrespectful. Analyzing voter demographics, Harris's support base is notably diverse. Key voter demographics include younger voters, women, and minority communities, who find her message particularly compelling. Case study: Donald Trump. Donald Trump's campaign strategy heavily utilizes social psychology and identity politics to mobilize his base. His approach is designed to appeal to a sense of loyalty and shared identity among his supporters. Donald Trump, best pitch to the voters, was a better economy. This pitch appealed to the working-class voters the most. He also promised immigration reform and to be harsh on crime. Lastly, the Trump campaign was able to create the idea that he is the better choice over the Biden administration in which Kamala Harris is part of. When it comes to voter demographics, Trump's support base is distinct but grew in diversity. Key demographics include older voters, rural communities, the working class, and those who prioritize conservative values and economic concerns. Conclusion. To recap, we've explored the critical roles of social psychology, identity politics, and financial resources in the 2024 USA presidential election. Bonus: Donald Trump was elected president because the majority of voters believed he was the best choice. Kamala's failure to answer questions and belief that celebrities could help her fell short. I often question if Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party wanted her to win. Why was Jill Biden wearing a red dress and Joe Biden wore a MAGA hat? I leave you with this: always question people in power. Power is addictive and many people become addicted to it. Was billions of dollars actually spent on the campaigns, or is bags of cash just waiting on the politicians and their helpers once the campaign fades away? Keep learning and learn to do for self without the help of government. Expect humans to be human.